The point now is if you're trying to save this season, you're trying to figure out how to fix Chapman. Here's Aaron Boone on what they're doing to try to fix Chapman, which, as you can imagine, is probably quite a bit.
We've been diving in each and every day, between Matt and Hark and, working on delivery things, changing up some routine things, changing up some pregame things. Yeah, we've been having a lot of conversations, pitch selection, those kind of things.
Trying to throw everything at the wall to see what's going to fix it, mechanics, you name it, and to try to figure it out. I think it's Bart, you look at him, it's a mental thing. It feels like it's a mental thing. And earlier today, this is what gets me about Chapman and what gets me about some closers, because they seem to come across with this arrogance isn't the word. It's it is arrogance. You're
bravado.
Right. It is a bravado. And yet at the same time, this bully mentality can be beaten so easily, right? What do we always say about a bully? You punch him once and then they don't have a plan. They don't have a way to get back out of it once they get punched back. But Chapman tweets this out earlier today. For all those people that criticize my bad moments, I will tell them that I do not know how my story ends, but in its pages, you will never read. I gave up. Exactly. Do we have the patent music here somewhere? So I will move on. I still have many wars to win and many mouths to shut up. Like, why can't you pitch like that?
Hey, because he can't control it. He's throwing like that. He can't pitch right like that. And listen, they can try all they want, and they have to try and work on his mechanics, because it's just odd that all this has happened since they cracked down on the sticky stuff. And before that, he was having an outstanding season. He was cash money, right? As you can say, he come in cash money. It was a foregone conclusion. Now he can't find his control, his delivery. We've seen him have that at certain times in the postseason where he just can't find the strike zone. But we all had a belief, and what happens is the confidence is going. He doesn't believe, so we don't believe that he can figure it out. And by the time he does figure it out, how far will this team be away? Because when he comes in, it's to try and win something. And if he's a guy that's the closer and he can't close, then how many losses or L's are the Yankees going to allow him to put on their, put in their column if, he can't figure it out? How patient are they going to be with him?
Well, look at the next couple of weeks. And we talked about the fact that they have the Mariners, and then they have the Astros coming up after that. And then right after the break, 8 out of 10 against the Red Sox, and then the Rays. It is an ugly stretch, and the Yankee season is ultimately going to be determined, to me, by the 25th of July.
How many of those games do they have to win? You talk about 4 series. How many of those do they have to win? Or is
You're talking about 16, 19 games. You've got to win 13 or 14 of those games.
I don't think they're capable of winning.
Wrap it up.
Games. I don't think they're capable of winning that many games. With that competition, I don't think so. Teams like the Red Sox and the Rays are relishing in the opportunity to shut the door on the Yankees, and that the Astros, come on, man, like they still feel a certain type of way, right? Saying that they were cheats and all that stuff, and they believe that, hey, you guys cheat too. You guys had Carlos Beltran. Right? You'll think he came there and told y'all nothing? Like, hey, what are you talking about? All of a sudden, we know Garrett Cole, right? We the one that taught him.
Well, the Mets are the ones that smacked them around this past weekend and won 2 out of 3. They got it done. And getting it done is brought to you by Grainger to put them in this position. With supplies and solutions for every industry, Grainger is always there to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 888-729-3776. Is the Yankees season worth saving? That's what I want to know from people right now. Are they worth saving right now? And also keep this in mind. Here's Buster Olney, Bart, on if they actually get to the point where they need to think about going the other direction and selling off.
It's easy for, knuckleheads like me to sit here and say, well, they don't have a chance. According to FanGraphs, they have a 6% chance of making the postseason, and it makes sense that they would be sellers. here's the thing. When you look at their roster and what would potentially be available, there's not a lot there to market in season.
In other words, if you're going to trade away Aaron Judge, maybe the best time to do it is in the offseason, especially if you're going to make a change in management. So there are no easy answers here, brother.
I mean, they can't lease out Aaron Judge like they did Chapman, right? You don't
He's
think
got a
they
year
can...
and a half left on the contract, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you're
can't
going to
get him right back.
re-sign him, you're going to hope to be able to sign him after next season. It's not just this year.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at the Padres, how they have so much young talent. They got everything that you will need. We talked about it the week before. We talked about the Giants having all the, assets that you may want to get Judge, and maybe you have that clause, that deal with Judge. That, hey, man, come to us afterwards. I'm assuming that they trade him. It's not like some type of signing trade, right? So this isn't basketball. So you think about, the fact that maybe they have to say goodbye to Aaron Judge for a little while and come get him on the back end. But they need to get some young talent. They need to figure this out because they got some issues at some positions. They got to figure out Gary Sanchez. Andujar has become just I don't know what he is. Clint Frazier is like an incomplete player, right? He gives you great offense, but the defense, he can get you beat.
He absolutely can. And there are not any easy answers here.